What is going on, everybody? It's Random Hero Gaming, back at it again with another Modern Warfare 2 commentary. This time, I wanted to talk about my employment, my self-employment, because it's seemingly, and justifiably so, that Gen Z, especially men, are absolutely exhausted and tired of office culture, of corporate America, of working for a Fortune 500 company. And can you really blame them when they are policed by HR departments full of people that don't understand them, that don't want them to be themselves, people that resent men and masculinity and all that it stands for, and these people decide whether you're going to be able to feed your family next week or not. And being at the whims of these miserable, mostly women, is counterintuitive to a good, healthy, kind of well-adjusted lifestyle in the modern age. And I decided to be self-employed. I'm 29 years old, and at the risk, I guess, of somehow getting doxxed or something, basically what I do is essentially I buy things, I sort of refurnish, clean, restore, and add value to things, and then just resell it on online marketplaces, mostly eBay, and I get value from it, and I do it at scale. And luckily, at my mom's house, there's an extra room that I've been able to use for storage and working and using my computer and all these things. So, been self-employed. I did go to college. I got a degree in finance. And I mean, people are going to say, "Oh, but you know, you've never worked a real job, so how would you know if you'd like it or not?" I mean, school is essentially preparing you for a real job. It's very structured. You're overwatched by a boss that could ruin your life at any second if you act out, if you go against the grain, if you just, I don't know, if you implement your own actual opinions and your own self into your objectives, your work, whatever you want to call it, you know, they could ruin your life. So it's, when I was in school, whenever we had to do group projects, I would literally do the group projects by myself. I don't care how much the work was, and I would get in trouble for it occasionally, but they'd be like, "All right, partner up, everyone," and I was just never the person that had friends in the class, was popular. Most people kind of didn't even know I was in the class. I remember in, I think, 10th grade, just a moment I remember that's like seared into my head, that is tattooed into my brain, is one time, because I would, wear a hoodie, sit in the back, just coast, not talk, and the teacher called on me one time to, I think, read, and this girl, really popular, attractive girl, just goes, "Oh, X is in our class?" And everyone just erupted laughing. And that was horrible. So I just knew group work wasn't my thing, and I was able to work on my own. And at first, a couple years after college, I was kind of lost, didn't know what to do. The pandemic hit, and finished my degree, a whole year of not knowing what to do with myself, what to do with my life. Tried to make a little bit of money trading. It went really well. I enjoyed it. It wasn't extremely fulfilling. Started my business. The first year was just barely breaking even, but I learned a ton of lessons along the way. And you want to say, college was a waste, I shouldn't have gone to college. Well, I went to college, and I knew after college I didn't want to work with other people. I knew I wanted to work for myself. And that was a huge lesson, and that's why it wasn't a waste. You might think it was, you might think I didn't use the degree, whatever. I learned what I didn't like, and I am where I am now, and I'll get to where I am now. So, first year, I didn't make a dime, just barely scraped by, broke even. learned a lot. Next year, profitable about $10,000. Still not a lot. Still barely nothing. And, you know, all the while I'm living at home, I'm living with my mom. I get it, you know, it's, for some people it's hard to do, other people don't care. I didn't care. I didn't care what my friends were doing, I didn't care what other people were doing, I didn't care what other people said. I was saving money and I was learning a lot. I really was. I was taking a lot of losses, but I was learning. Second year, doubled that amount of how much I made. Third year, now I'm closer to 6 figures working for myself. Learned a lot. And it doesn't come without downsides. You know, you think, oh, you're working a lot, you escaped the matrix, you escaped the 9-to-5 life. But solitude is not for everyone. Days of, you know, not working with anyone or calling. I have people I could call, friends. I've got Discord. I've got unemployed friends. I've got friends that are still in college that I could talk to. I've got family I could talk to. That's important. But it's not for everyone, being in solitude and working on your own. And then there's a lot of people, especially on YouTube in this realm, that sell courses like, oh, work for yourself, it's the greatest thing ever, it's this, shame the 9. It's like, no, I'm not shaming the 9-to-5 life. For a lot of people, that is the way to go. For a lot of people, they need that structure, they thrive in that setting, and there's nothing wrong with it. I don't look at what I do as better than a 9-to-5. There are a lot of downsides. There's no office culture, you know, whether that's a good thing or not, whether you want to consider that a positive or negative. Some people need the constant socialization, and I don't get that. I don't. I have friends. I have people I see maybe once a week or so. Some people I call if it's really bad, but mostly leave, you know, YouTube or live streams on. It helps. But I've learned so much, and I've been continuing it, and just seeing progress every year with this business and how much I've learned has been extremely fulfilling to me. And it's, again, it's not for everyone. You know, yeah, I could not work when I don't want to. I could go on vacation when I want to, whatever. But every day I'd say I always find myself working past 5. You know, like typical 9-to-5. I find myself working past 5. I find myself working on the weekends. And it is all on me, and you gotta be able to motivate yourself. You can't fall into a slump. I do a lot. I fall into slumps. I get depressed, but I work my way out of it, and I work in spite of it, and I always am trying to learn. And one of the hardest things also of being self-employed is you're gonna get a lot of people that turn their head, that scratch their head when you tell them what you do. They're gonna think you're bluffing. They're gonna never take you seriously. And it's like, yeah, don't care what other people say, bro. Don't care what other people think. Just like, don't compare yourself. Oh yeah, it's not that easy. You're gonna compare yourself. It sucks when people think, oh, so basically you do nothing, because that happened. I was with my buddy at a hockey game, and we ran into someone he worked with, and they were close at work, and I was talking to her. She was a bit older, like 40 something. She goes, oh, what do you do? And I'm just like, oh, I'm self-employed. She's like, oh, so you do nothing. Like, you're going to get that, and it sucks, and it hurts, and you want to be taken seriously. And yes, it's not as attractive to women when you say you're self-employed, when you tell them what you do, and you sell things, and you do it online, and you know, you work from home. And like, it's not very attractive to women. There are downsides to that. I mean, I personally don't care. I'm kind of just over that thing, at least for now in my life. So I don't care. I'm learning. I'm working on my own. It's empowering. There are upsides. There are downsides. But it's not, one isn't better than the other in particular. And I just want to say that because you got schmucks on here that will tell you, you need to escape the 9-to-5. You need to take my courses. You need to be better than someone that works a 9-to-5. They're boring. They're normal. They're idiots. They're average. You're better than them. Take my course. Escape the matrix. Like, I'm not saying that. That's silly. All I'm saying is you need to find what works for you and what doesn't. And if what works for you is a 9-to-5, that's awesome. That's great. Don't be ashamed of that. But if you want to go the self-employment route, it takes time. You need to learn. You need to motivate yourself. You need to be your own driving force. It's not for everyone. Solitude is not for everyone. Just wanted to get this out there. Appreciate you guys. Hope you enjoy the rest of your week. I'm out.